Department of Transport has announced it will test out its new strategy to combat the sky-high number of drunk drivers for the first time this Easter weekend. According to the Road Traffic Management Corporation, vehicle accidents caused by drunk driving increased by 30% during the 2024-2025 festive season. And for more on this, we are now joined by Ntimane. He is the National Liquor Traders Council Convenor, and he joins us now via our video link. Lucky, thank you so much for your time this evening here in SABC News. Now, during long weekends and festive periods, alcohol is often blamed for the road fatalities that we encounter on South African roads. One would ask, as we continue to, enjoy the celebrations of the Easter period, what is how do you weigh in when it comes to the Transport Department's plans to curb road tragedies this Easter period with their new strategy?
Thank you so much, and greetings to SABC News viewers. We are grateful for this opportunity, but equally so, we would like to commend the Minister of Transport for the work that she's done in bringing the industry into the table with the Road Traffic Management Corporation. We have a collaborative effort which we believe is a right step in ensuring that we stem the tide against road carnages in South Africa, especially those that could easily be linked to irresponsible usage of alcohol.
Now, the department has focused on three critical areas of concern when it comes to trying to respond to some of our road users who will be on the road, and unfortunately those who will be indulging in whatever alcoholic beverages that they will be. And one would ask, when it comes to this approach, do you think that it is a good step or a step in the right direction to ensure that we have less fatalities on our country's roads?
Yes, we do believe that it is a right strategy by the Minister of Transport. But I also need to highlight that even though we are dealing with the issue of drink and driving, but if you look at the statistics released by the Road Traffic Management Corporation, almost over 45% of those that die on our roads are actually pedestrians, followed by passengers, and the third is actually the drivers, and the fourth is the cyclists and the motorcyclists. So it means that the issue that we ought to tackle is not just only restricted to drink and driving, but also the issue of those that walk. Those could also be people that are walking after having consumed alcohol. Hence, we as the National Liquor Traders saw it fit that we need to partner with the Department of Transport and the RTMC in ensuring that we play our part. We encourage our liquor traders to ensure that we create safe zones in our spaces so that we trade alcohol in a responsible way, but also encourage our patrons who come to support our business that they ought to drink responsibly, but also encourage them that they should not get behind the wheel after they have consumed alcohol.
And just touching a bit earlier on, you saying that, you are getting involved in terms of trying to find solutions for your patrons. And maybe if you can just highlight to us, what are some of your contributions in terms of trying to help out the alcohol industry and also ensure that we don't see as many deaths as we continue to see, sometimes caused by alcohol?
So we are currently running programs around drink and driving sponsored by Heineken Beverages across the country. And again, in partnership with the Department of Transport and the RTMC, I need to highlight that in the past, the alcohol industry, worked on this on its own, and the RTMC and Department of Transport worked on their programs on their own. So what we are doing now is to come together, because we ought to find a solution that addresses something that affects us as a country, which is the issue of drink driving. But importantly, the road carnages that we see in our country, which not only costs our economy, but also leaves a lot of households without breadwinners, without family members that they are relying on. So this is something that troubled us, that we ought to also play our part in ensuring that we address the issue of road carnages in South Africa. We cannot just sit in a corner and watch our people die, whereas we could offer something. So hence, as a national quarters, we are saying that we are going to ensure that from our spaces, we will encourage our patrons that they ought to drink responsibly, but also we're not going to sell alcohol to anyone where we have reasonable apprehension that after drinking, they are going to get behind the wheel. But also we are supporting some of the key messaging that the Minister of Transport has proposed, the issues of get home safe, and that we ought to take responsibility for ourselves, but also for our relatives. I mean, we know an uncle, we know a cousin who after drinking alcohol will get behind the wheel. We need to also play our part. It cannot really be left at the doorstep of liquor traders or even Department of Transport and RTMC we also have a role to play as members of society and community to ensure that we stem the tide of red carnages in.
And Lucky, how important are partnerships? I mean, you're speaking about a number of people here and stakeholders. How important are partnerships, in trying, or efforts in trying to curb, road fatalities caused by alcohol?
We believe that, the solution lies in partnerships and collaborations. Hence, we commend very strongly the Minister of Transport. And we have worked with the Tshwane Metro Police Department as well, with the MMC there. And we have worked with the Johannesburg Metro Police Department and also the provincial government. And we continue to work with the Eastern Cape as well, provincial government, as well as the MEC for transport in that province. We believe that, we are able to share some of the insights that will ensure that we're able to root out some of the behaviors that give rise to these road challenges that we experience on the road. If we look at the statistics from the RTMC, it does state clearly that 87% of the road accidents are linked to a behavior. And we know that irresponsible use of alcohol is one of those behaviors that we need to root out to ensure that we have safer roads in the country. And also know that the issue of road safety is not just something that must be reserved for the festive season. It is a 365-day thing that we ought to observe, all of us.
Let's come to this. How important is it, in terms of support that may be available to encourage the alcohol industry and just South Africans as a whole, to encourage them to, drink responsibly during this period?
We believe that, also the liquor manufacturers, you are South African breweries, you are Heineken, you are Diageo, you are Penrukat, also need to play a very active role in this regard, because we can't just be happy that we're selling alcohol, but also we have to have that added responsibility as to are we educating our patrons and traders enough that they sell the alcohol in a most responsible manner. But we also are able to appreciate that, as much as we make money out of this product, but we also have a much bigger responsibility that those that consume our alcohol know what steps to take to ensure that they drink in a responsible way, but also to know that they need to take care of those that are around them. We know that not everyone in South Africa drinks alcohol. So those that drink need to also show respect to those that are in their surroundings and not actually even get behind the wheel and drive, because we have seen from the statistics that actually the drivers get away scot-free. They don't get scared. They are the third when it comes to the numbers of people that actually pass away from these incidents. So it's something that we take very seriously, that, through collaborations with the liquor manufacturers, through collaborations with the Department of Transport and RTMC, as well as the liquor traders, we ought to be able to find a solution that is going to ensure that we create safe zones in South Africa, not just in festive seasons, but also throughout the year.
All right, Lucky, thank you so much for your time. That's Lucky Ntimane. He is a convener for the National Liquor Traders Council, just giving us an insight there in terms of the work that is being done to ensure that the responsible drinking in the country is encouraged.